Hi there, this is Michael Davis from Speaking CPR. Actually doing my first YouTube live after having done other live streaming. I'm jumping into YouTube, so great to be with you. Here are 3 quick tips for meaningful and influential business stories. The first tip, in an area that I see a lot of people have problems with, is get to it. Right? People don't get to it. They give it a lot of lead up to it. And there are a lot of what I call unpleasant pleasantries, meaning they're thanking you for being there and great to be with your group. Audiences don't want to hear that. They want you to get to the point. So for example, there's a story I tell about being in my boss's office. It's late 1994. I'm a certified financial planner at the time. My boss has called me into his office. He hands me a stack of papers. And by the end of that meeting, he will say 4 words that will change the course of my life. What have I done? I've put you in my boss's office. You know the time. It's 27 years ago. And he's going to say something that changes my life. I've created some intrigue. That leads me to point number 2, which is avoid long backstory. Far too many people give too much of a long setup to get us into the action. A mistake that I made years ago when I would tell this story about being in my boss's office, I would talk about how I'd been a financial planner for 6 years and decided to get certified for more credibility. And I worked with a couple of other firms, and then I chose this one, and part of my job was giving workshops and seminars. And no, you don't want to hear any of that. Avoid the long backstory. If people, audiences, prospective clients want to know more about you, they'll ask later on. In the beginning, give them just enough to create curiosity, get into a story with some conflict and tension, resolve it, and then let them ask the questions and dive deep if they're interested. It's going to be a great time saver for you too. The third tip is to use dialogue to create emotional connection, because just what most storytellers do is they share a lot of points. It's like a report. This happened and this happened. Then here's some graphics. Here's some statistics. That bores audiences. If you're going to do that, just send them a PDF and save them the time. Use dialogue. In the story of being in my boss's office, I sit down, he hands me a stack of papers, and I look at them and I say to him, oh, these are the evaluations from my last workshop that I did on retirement planning. And he says, yes, you should read these. There's some really good stuff in there. And I start reading through, and are you kidding? This person says that this guy needs to stop moving around so much. And this guy says, I need to stop and take a breath ever so often. And this one says that he feels like he'd been hit by a fire hose, too much information, too fast. I mean, are you kidding me? Joe, this can't be real. He's like, yeah. And this goes on and on and on. And we get to the end of our meeting, and he says to me, one of the reasons we hired you is you said you could get new clients into this office through these retirement workshops. I counted on you to do that, and it's not happening. You either need to fix this or else. And those 4 words sent me on a journey of discovery, not only about becoming a better speaker, but I found my confidence and I found my calling in life. Now, through the dialogue, I create that emotion that connects me to the audience, because most people who hear that have related to being in a boss's office, being under the gun with a boss, and also having failed at giving presentations. I've connected with them because we have something in common of failure, and I've set them up with some curiosity. What happened? How did you get to where you are now? So those are the 3 quick tips. Number 1, get to it. Not a lot of backstory. Number 2 is the second one, is the backstory. We don't want all that build up. Let us ask you for more information later if we want to know more about you. And number 3 is use dialogue to move the story forward and create an emotional connection. If you would like to have a review and audit of your stories, feel free to sign up, and I'll put the address in the comment box. It'll be easier just to click on that. Just set up a 30-minute call with me. I'll be happy to talk with you about your business story and how you can create a deeper connection and also break through the noise of your competitors and have people say, hey, I want to work with you. I want to know more about what you do. I'll leave that in the comment box. trying to do it right now. There it is. So click on that. Hope this is helpful. See you in the next video.